Hello. How you doing?
What is important to you?
What's good? What's poppin', boys? What have you been up to this weekend? I've been what do you call it? Doing nothing, procrastinating, rotting away in my apartment. What about you? What's up? Okay.
Hey, peep.
Seth made a new video. Let's watch it. Opa.
Full. Seth here. I did my part. We all did our part. But it wasn't enough. It's been 3 years since we killed God, and we're still no closer to reclaiming our world. The aliens may be gone, but the monsters they've left behind have made life all but impossible. The world is ruled by monsters. At this point, maybe we are the invaders, and they are the EDF now. Wait, what? 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 The Earth Defense Force 6 begins now. This game has finally been released outside of the theocratic dictatorship known as Japan, where the personal computer is a heretical relic, and releasing a good PC port is considered apostasy. Luckily, the developers aren't getting excommunicated, as this game, which is about 80% EDF5 by volume, somehow has a worse PC port. And despite not being an Epic exclusive, this game
Wait, it's a PS5 game that looks like this?
uses Epic Online Services for its multiplayer. Ah yes, let me just sign in with my LEGO account. You can't turn this
that
off.
real?
And every time you get an achievement, it locks your controls and you die. We are so back to the past.
Overwhelmingly negative.
Get an achievement, it locks your controls and you die. We
Jesus Christ.
are so back to the past, because that's where we're going. Now, you'd think the phrase EDF plus time travel would be a good tone indicator for this experience, but you'd be wrong. Watching this game unfold is like giving a 20 to your local tweaker. After the gas station dick pills and 2 hits of Bang Energy kick in, it's impossible to predict his next move. And yet, it's strangely captivating to watch him wrestle an officer while urinating with a full erection. Speaking of which, Earth Defense Force 6 innovates on the EDF format of reusing 90% of the last game by having you time travel back to literal copy-pasted EDF5 missions.
Those bastards!
The entire intro is a highlight reel of brain rot from the previous title.
In these 5 months, humanity has lost 30% of its population.
30%. That's still not too bad.
And since my mind has blocked out all EDF-related memories as a trauma response, it still hits just as hard. From a premise, you'd think we'd bring back some kind of superweapon or strategy. But remember, this is a universe where everyone eats glue, including the aliens. What we've brought back is far more valuable. Advice. Advice, such as shoot the glowing weak point. In the original timeline, this took the EDF months to figure out. Your guidance helps a little, but the aliens are sending new enemies back in time as well. We're playing a game of quantum chess, but every player is retarded. So, what's new? Not much. Welcome to EDF. You get one new mechanic and quality of life features which should have been there from the start, like these new damage numbers. So now I can see I'm doing exactly 1 damage. The Ranger can now turn while sprinting. This took years of programming. Everyone gets a new backpack weapon slot, so now you can actually use all the stupid shit that would have otherwise cost you an entire slot. Backpack weapons also reload passively, so now you don't have to hold it out for a real-life minute to reload your turrets. This entire series is built on breaking you down, to the point where I'm giving praise each time something gets marginally better. Wing Diver gets an infinite durability, spammable shield that blocks everything. Its intended purpose is to survive attacks and get some breathing room. Its actual purpose is to grief your teammates. Playing Aerator causes a unique form of brain damage, where all of your dopamine pathways remap to prioritize Big Bomb at the cost of self-preservation. EDF5 tried to fix this by adding more limpet guns and a third weapon slot. EDF6 has given up completely. Now you have an entirely new category of drone strikes which can work underground or in a timeline where all of your artillery crews are dead. An offenser gets literally nothing. He's exactly the same. Just like 5, he goes from broke to broken, from garbage can to Gundam that can solo the entire game. EDF's enemy designs take from the late Confucian philosophy of CBT maximalism, which falls into one of the following categories: instant death shotgun, instantaneous corporeal relocation, I can't see what the fuck is going on, I'm having an epileptic seizure, and the rarest category of all, actually good. If they have a gimmick, EDF will make damn sure you know about it.
These aliens are armored! They're fully protected, clad in armor, head to toe. They're covered in armor. Where do we even aim?
These enemies have new gear. There are just a few heavily armored aliens.
For example, the flying drones have a unique mechanic, the rules of which are described to you in excruciating detail. And what is it? When you shoot an enemy, they get mad. One of the simplest game mechanics that anyone, no matter how much their mother drank during pregnancy, can figure out on their own. In any other game, you would not need to drill this into the player, but this is EDF. I've spent the last 15 hours inhaling nitrous and holding left click. I'm grateful for this reminder, because with zero explanation, a new red drone shows up, and if you aggro more than one at a time, you're already dead. That's supposed to be a decoy. In EDF5, they were useless because they had no health. In EDF6, they're useless because the aliens won't fucking shoot at them. EDF's network of radio gaslighters will keep you stocked up on genuinely dogshit advice. At one point, android suicide bombers show up, and you're told to run away, hold your ground, shoot the bombs, don't shoot the bombs, and link up with Charlie. Charlie is the key to all this. A terrifying new enemy. However, are we going to hold shift? Their weakness is the shift key. Surprisingly, most of the new designs aren't terrible. Androids shoot their hands, which is a physical projectile that can be shot out of the air. The new drones have weak spots and dodgeable attacks. The Cruel are actually interesting. They can block attacks with their energy shield until it overheats. In the game's own words, the black ones don't work. It's genuinely fun combining different gear and strategies to get past their shields. And then you play a mission with a rolling pillbugs, and all that praise goes out the window. I need to make one thing very clear. Cheat engine is no longer optional. I complained about the drop system in 5, but now it's worse than I could have possibly imagined. Let me give you a quick rundown. Enemies drop armor and weapon crates. Armor crates permanently increase max HP by 1. Weapon crates are gacha tokens that give 1 spin of the end of mission reward wheel. These weapons come from a genuinely schizophrenic loot table based on mission number and difficulty, with a bias towards whatever class you're playing. Getting duplicates levels up the star statistic. This is not a small bonus. It brings the weapon from borderline useless to borderline griefing. If you're operating under the reasonable assumption that difficulty options are purely a matter of taste, EDF will punish you. If you play the entire game on normal, you'll encounter only 25% of all items. If you want a smooth progression through all of the weapons, playing missions at the developer intended armor and weapon levels, you'll have to play the entire game, and I'm not making this up, 16 times. Every single mission, on every single class, on normal, hard, hardest, and inferno difficulties. Or you can use Cheat Engine to multiply the drops by several thousand and play on hard so you only miss half a drop table. And if you're worried about cheating diluting your experience, it won't. Every mission has a hard limit on max health and weapon level. This isn't just a polite suggestion. I'm asking you to cut out 60 hours of grind, so you can find out it makes no difference because you get one shot anyway. I mentioned this game was insane, but it doesn't truly become clear until you shoot it to Time Machine again. You know you're in for a treat when you see the words The Earth Defense Force 7 begins now. This is where you realize we're not using time travel to stop ourselves from eating glue. This is a race through time to see who can eat the most glue, us or the aliens. And right now, they're winning because they can send new enemies back in time, but we can only bring our memories back to our bodies in the past. The scientist who travels back with you tries to make use of this, but each time he does, the EDF sends him to the psychiatric ward. He's looped so many times, he's memorized the game's dialogue. I mean, I don't actually know how many times he's looped. He just said he lost count, but the EDF's greatest weakness is numbers, so that's not saying much. When he gets locked up, the title of smartest man in the EDF goes to Steve, the only man who can count all the way up to 10.
Yeah, and it's number 9. The 9th one out of 10.
Truly, our brightest mind.
I'd kill for a meal. I'd even eat a monster at this point.
People smarter than us have already tried.
I believe them. Because this is a post-No Child Left Behind universe, EDF has a very particular way of introducing new enemies. First, you'll do a normal mission with normal dialogue. Then, near the end, the NPCs will randomly bring up something you've never heard before, like,
I would have never believed that demons would rule over the surface 3 years ago.
you're left wondering, is that a metaphor? Then, you go to the next mission and... oh shit, they weren't kidding. That Cruel is getting prime toppy. This situation is so hopeless that many in the EDF are seeking God. Not in a religious sense, they are physically looking for God. The possibility of his existence gives the EDF hope. Not hope that he'll save us, but hope that we can beat him to death ourselves. However, that's not going to work this time, so we really need to figure out how to use this whole time travel thing to our advantage. The Earth Defense Force 8 begins now. This time, the scientist managed to avoid the insane asylum and uses his time traveler knowledge to invent newer and better weapons for the EDF. And then he gives us the plot twist. The aliens aren't from another planet. They're from Earth, but millions of years into the future. They're not teleporting in monsters that look like giant ants. They're sending the result of millions of years of ant evolution back in time. These aliens evolved from an Earth where mankind is extinct and the world is ruled by monsters. When they asked, are we alone in this universe? They discovered the ruins of human civilization and went back in time to check us out. When they descended in their egg-shaped ships, early humans mythologized them as gods. However, one of them said, imagine drunk driving one of these, and did exactly that. After finding the ship, humanity realized, oh shit, there's aliens, and formed the Earth Defense Force. If the EDF exists, the world will never be ruled by monsters, and the aliens will never evolve. That single drunk driving incident just time paradoxed the aliens, but they have one last option to stop themselves from getting blipped. They evolve from a world where humanity is extinct, so they just need to make us extinct. Now, you may be thinking, why not just go back and turn Grug and Grunga into paste? Because that would cause another time paradox. If they solve a problem too early, then they never needed to solve the problem, and will never solve the problem. That's why they invade at the start of EDF 5. It's just after the formation of the EDF, so there's still a reason to go back and invade. All of this means we have a chance. We just have to do well in one loop, and we can time paradox the aliens out of existence for good. This time, we do so well against the aliens that instead of emerging from a bunker into a war zone, you're greeted by an army of advanced soldiers, living in a high-tech utopian Wakanda. Then you blow it all up, but despite your efforts, the aliens are still one step ahead. Every loop, they send their evolved ships back into the ring. Turns out these ships carry a log of everything we did during the war, and they go back in time and use that to retroactively win the war. They've been doing this the entire time, but out of everything in this fucking game, they are being subtle about it. At the start of the game, a ring ship appears. Then, in the next mission, everything's destroyed. They didn't just move quickly, they went back and changed the timeline. We can only go back in time by shooting at the ring at a specific time. But if the aliens time travel before then, they can retroactively change the current timeline from one where we have 10 billion civilians to one where we have 500 civilians because of EDF's time travel rules. Every mission takes place in its own temporal pocket dimension. Any attempts to change the timeline, past or future, will get queued, and all the queued actions resolve when the mission ends. If we're in mission 50 and you send me back in time to introduce your father to competitive League of Legends, you can watch me leave and you'll be perfectly fine. Then, on mission 51, you no longer exist because you never existed. Who are you? So, when a mission ends, the evolved ship's going back in time gets resolved, and in the next mission, you're fucked. The scientist couldn't care less though, he's got bigger issues at the moment.
There goes my ulcer again.
In order to win, we have to do so well in one loop that we can assault the time machine before the evolved ships can go back in time. We're done playing around. It's time to win this thing. The Earth Defense Force 9 begins now. Now, we've gone all the way back to the very beginning of EDF 5. This is the payoff
How many
for everything
games
we've had to put up with. From the
this
very
game has
start, the
inside?
EDF has giant mechs called Bragas lying around. Why don't they use them? Because they're construction cranes. The EDF doesn't even think to use them as weapons until months later. But this time, you snuck your weapons through the metal detector, so you can save one guy that dies during the tutorial. Turns out, this was the single most important person in the fucking universe. The linchpin that turns the tide of the entire war. This one guy is the only person who knows the code for the Braga elevator. In EDF 5, the base gets wiped and they have to fish out the Bragas from the rubble, but this time they drop the anchors and you hold the line, punching them to death and saving the base from annihilation. Every mission in this timeline corrects all of your mistakes. These guys got squished by a pylon, but now we can block their convoy so they don't. When the dropships appear in EDF 5, you're not allowed to kill them because nobody has ever tried shooting the glowing weak point. But now, as a civilian, you start blasting them out of the sky and get immediately conscripted.
I found a safe place! Behind them!
When Godzilla shows up, you waste no time and immediately bring out the Braga to kick his ass. In fact, this timeline goes so well that the EDF has developed their ultimate weapon, Braga with a gun.
Target 8. Loss ratio at 50%.
The aliens are throwing everything they have at us. It's time for us to use our own trump card. Another Braga.
Target 6. Cannot continue fighting.
This is basically the perfect timeline for us, but the aliens still managed to send the evolved ships back. If we want to win, we need our own ace in the hole. Luckily, the scientist has one. The EDF's ultimate secret weapon. Coincidence. That's right. Random chance. The aliens have a finite number of evolved ships across every time loop. If 10 go back and we destroy one, then they can only send 9 back in the next loop. So, all we have to do is time loop infinitely and eventually kill every single evolved ship, stopping them from going back in time and wiping our progress, and actually allowing us to gain the upper hand. To communicate this, EDF did the last thing I expected. It got meta. To go back in time and kill the evolved ships, you have to physically go back for your mission select screen. These include the only mission that takes place at night. They can reuse their entire game 3 times, but darkness? Whoa. That's way too disruptive. We can only do that once. After that, you're finally ready to assault the ring. You gather the EDF's finest and attack. Then, they all die and tell you to run away. Great work, guys. You shoot the ring and it goes horizontal, opening its portal to rain enemies. It's revealed that you're not just fighting one group of aliens from one point in the future. You're fighting all aliens from every point in the future. They're throwing everything they have at you, but nothing is more effective than the ring because it stuns a player in real life. Then, the final boss.
That thing is officially our enemy. All units, initiate attack.
Of course, everything in EDF is big, but this thing is legitimately too big. It flies outside the skybox, attacks by turning an entire city block blue, and outruns all of your attacks. When you blow its head off, the front opens up and is revealed to be Mega God. What the fuck has happened? The time travel rules have either been making sense or the oxygen deprivation has finally gotten to me. Allow me to explain what's actually going on. We are currently in a time duel to determine who gets time paradoxed out of existence. Humanity or the aliens. The aliens caused the time paradox with that little ship crash, and we caused the time paradox by launching a dirty bomb at Mars to prevent the Cruel from evolving. Now time itself has chosen us as humanity's champion, and Giga God as the aliens' champion. Whoever loses this fight gets their entire species time paradoxed out of existence. I'll reiterate, time is a sapient entity which manually resolves paradoxes by handpicking contestants for a deathmatch. This is no longer humanity versus aliens. This is 4 retards versus God's final form. Remember, aliens, you're no match for the indomitable human spirit. I've met men who could goon for 36 hours straight. I've met stronger men who could flicker goon for 7 seconds. Humanity always has and always will overcome adversity because we have something you don't. stupidity. And you get nothing. No ending. Goodbye. Thank you for the $60. Earth Defense Force 6 is a lobotomizing experience where every single design choice is intentionally wrong. It's a sacrificial altar where you trade neurons for dopamine, coded by Emperor Hirohito himself. The weapon descriptions are lies. The dialogue is
By the way, I just remember this interesting thing. There was a game, I believe it was called Fez or something like that, and the game developer for that game literally canceled the second game because of an incredible online pushback when he said that among other things, when he said that he was on some kind of convention and a fan of his game said, what do you think about Japanese games? And he said they suck. He said that they are behind the times. They are very old and they're not competitive with Western games. If this is what he meant, then I can see how this shit, bro, how can you release something like this? I don't know. 2024, is this like a new game? I assume it is.
Primordial brain rot.
We can't! The enemies are right in front of us!
I am the Manchurian Candidate. My MK Ultra activation phrase could be any line of dialogue from this game.
God, I hope it's not mating season.
But I'm not complaining. Coming from a race of people with a history of being fried in DiGiorno easy bake ovens, parting with $60 was a difficult decision, but it was worth it. This is a series made by the same 5 guys for the past 20 years, and I'm cheering them on. Nonsense is an antidote in a world where nothing makes sense, and there's value.
There's 5. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but if there's 5 guys making this game for the past 20 years, have they not thought about improving anything at all?
In something that transcends reason. This is a product of
They're like, God damn, they keep buying this shit, bro. I don't want to make this anymore, but it's so profitable.
Intelligent design. And I love it. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to...
Listen, bro. I am playing a video game right now. I've been playing it this weekend. It's called Horizon Forbidden West. I played Zero Dawn on stream, and this is the second part of this game.
Horizon
that apparently came out 2 years ago, but anyway, what a dude. I don't know. Listen, I wonder what Donkey says about it, because it came out a while, 2 years ago for PlayStation, I think, but not that what's the word I'm looking for? Not that recently, or recently for computer or for PC. Dude, I don't know, man. The game itself is not bad, but the dialogues and the story and the characters, it's unbearable. It is so horrible and cringe. Thank God this fucking game has a skip cutscene, skip dialogue button. I literally cannot listen to anything the characters are saying. I'm fucking dying inside. Normal people don't talk like that. Or rather, no. Normal people maybe they talk like that. But not people who live in this universe. Is there a, do people not understand that there is a difference where how you talk in an office environment with your coworkers about the latest movie you watched, and you live in the future, on the future planet where you're a fucking caveman? I just don't understand who are these people who writing this shit. Some of the situations are so stupid and ridiculous. It's let me literally paint you a picture, okay? there's this one moment in the game. So, like, okay. So there's a meeting between two factions. Let's say there's one faction over here, and then there's another faction over here, okay? You're both meeting on like a border zone, right? And you are negotiating a peace between basically two tribes that have been fighting for decades. All of a sudden, a third entity, a third tribe appears, stands on the cliff, and like starts killing everyone with like arrows and shit. How is this possible? You want to tell me that there's basically a meeting between two tribes that were in the conflict, and there's no scouts around, there's no precaution against any type of ambush, there's no precaution against any type of backstab, there's no, you know, your people on the cliff overlooking the situation where you can give a signal and they would be ready to shoot. None of that shit. So there's just like two groups of 10 people that just like just like came up to hash it out. And not only that, it's like it wasn't even a secret meeting. Like it's been told to, like, all the tribes have been like, the whole situation is just so stupid. And it's just an example of something that happens throughout the game. Like, everything in the game is stupid. The characters are stupid. The shit that is happening is stupid. Like, it just, like, imagine having situations that only are possible because everyone is retarded. Minus $60. I didn't pay for this. I pirated this game, and thank God. I would never support shit like this. I decided that I will never give money to video games that I don't want to see in the future. So, like, I will only support games like, you know, God of War. Fantastic game. Recommend. What else did I play that was really good recently? I'm having difficulty remembering. Probably God of War is the latest thing. At the release, the game was very well received. Have you played the original? I did play the original, and the original game was really, really good. However, there's a problem with the original game. The story of the original game is crafted in such a great way. The dialogues are also not very good, but the story is crafted in such a way that you have this very great sense of discovery and mystery on how the world operates. So, like, imagine the whole premise of this game is that somehow you're like a caveman, but every animal is like a technological beast, and nobody knows where they came from, or like the whole world, just the design of the world makes you want to discover the secret behind it. And that's the whole, like, 3/4 of the game. However, as soon as you do discover where everything came from and how it works, it is immediately becomes boring and you don't give a fuck about anyone, because the characters are so bland and like not interesting that despite the game trying to build character relationships, you don't know, like, I dare you to remember a single name of a single character besides the main character from this fucking game. You can't. It's like, they're forgettable, they're copy-paste, they're boring as fuck. So, like, a good game would hook you with the story, and then it would drag you along, and then it would like introduce to you different interesting unusual characters that have interesting interaction between each other that would make you care about them and make you get involved into the complex relationships that these characters are having. You can take any TV show, any movie, any good game, any narrative. That's kind of how it works. Even fucking books, they gonna try to do, you know the saying, don't judge the book by its cover. Everyone does that. So they're trying to make the cover and the premise sound so interesting that it's gonna hook you, and then with character development and with different like interactions, complex interpersonal relationships, you're going to relate to characters. You're going to recognize some characters as like complex personalities with motivations and character growth. Game of Thrones is probably one of the most interesting TV shows and one of the best TV shows to have such a complex, they fucked it all up in the end, but having such a complex intertwining of different characters and their motivations. And those characters, I remember so many names. It's been years since the Game of Thrones. I remember these characters. They're memorable. They're interesting. There's a character in the scene, you actually want to know what that character thinks. In this game, or the game previous, you don't give a fuck. There was in the beginning of this game, it's Zero Dawn, not Zero Dawn, but like Forbidden West. In this game, it starts and there's like a character that shows up and he's like, oh hey main character, how you doing? And she's like, oh hey, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Apparently that's some dude from the first game. Bro, don't care. Like, however, the game itself, I'm playing on PC, very well optimized, beautiful, gameplay is smooth. I don't like, it doesn't feel very easy, but also it doesn't feel punishing on like more hard difficulties. So like the game itself is good. Technologically, it's a very good product. The story, bro, I just don't know. I wonder I wonder what are the sales. So I know that Horizon Zero Dawn sold like a shit ton of copies. Horizon Zero Dawn sales numbers. Dude, the game, the first game sold 24.3 million units. Oh my fucking god. 8.4 million copies. Well, it's not bad, but it's not fucking 24 mil. It's literally 3 times as less. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You know, you know how people say like woke shit? This story is not necessarily woke. There's some people that read into it. There are some like interesting, strange coincidences where like every evil guy is like white and every good guy is not white. But I personally don't give a fuck. I just want the story to be competent. Okay, I don't care about that. I don't care if you play as a woman. I don't care if you play it as a transgender fucking helicopter. I don't care, okay? I just care about a well-crafted story with compelling characters. And it's not here. Just every situation in this game that happens is fucking stupid, okay? There's also some strange corner cuttings. The corners cut in this game, especially what concerns like animations. There would be a cutscene that is like beautiful, right? Beautiful characters, motion, you know, faces, whatever. And then you're gonna be talking to an NPC and your character would just sit down near them and would do this. And the other character would do the same, and then you got the quest or whatever. Just like, okay. So, oh, I've been talking about Concord. We've read somebody mentioning that Concord had a very acute case of toxic positivity within the team, and I talked about that last time, and I feel like this game suffers from the same problem, where people just don't know how to critique and change things that been suggested. I am sure that here's where the wokeness is really bad. In media, people who write the media are very often fucking detached from reality. I just imagine people working at this game. Can you just think how much they're like high on their own farts after the first game, selling 24 million copies? Motherfuckers living in the most expensive cities in the world, having 1% of 1% of 1% salaries, thinking that their struggles are struggles of an everyday person, like they're detached. These people do not understand. They couldn't work in a company where somebody would tell them that their suggestion is shit, their writing is shit. Bro, they would take a fucking like 10 days time off to have a retreat to their psychiatrist and get on the fucking beta blockers or some fucking depression pills. They couldn't handle. These people are soy, and all of their characters that are writing are soy. They're comical, they're two-dimensional, they're like typical evil guy, typical good guy, typical hero. Like your character, the main idea of the game is you're saving the world. Bro, it's like so boring. How does it motivate anyone? Your character gets hurt, it's saved by other characters, and then she's like barely moving, but she gets up from the bed and she's like, I gotta save the world. No, you can't. You're hurt. You need to rest. No, I gotta go. Bro. I can't. Thank God. Listen, if this game didn't have, for you, like, if this game didn't have like skip cutscene button, I wouldn't be able to play this. I swear to God. I just wouldn't be able. And then you're just playing a game, and then there's a cutscene, and all of a sudden, like some character starts singing or something, and it's like some soy ass fucking cringe song. Oh my God! And everyone's like a hippie fucking loser, bro. Bro, it's not even like it's not just bad. It's also like completely unrelatable, and it's also like completely retarded on every level. You're gonna have a village of people. Listen. I almost want to show it to you. Look at this shit. I'm right at this moment in the game. I'll fucking launch the game. I'll show it to you right now. Listen, look at this. Look at this. Look at this thing. By the way, the game is very well optimized and shit. Runs fantastic. Look at this. Look at this village. These are the people that live in the village. Okay. Look at this. So this is the village. I think it looks fantastic. What a great design. It reminds me kind of like of Avatar, you know? And it reminds me of like Kashyyyk and Wookiees and fucking all that bullshit. You know, the roots took over these huge satellite dishes. They're thousands of years old, and these people built they've built like a village here. What are they doing every day? They're singing, bro. They're not like, you know, doing herding, animal like husbandry, farming. They're singing, bruh. They're vibing. I bet each one of them have a fucking crystal in their house and they roll out the fucking diseases. Like, bro, I just... Why? Why? Oh, they're working the fields. Not these guys, though. I guess they have plenty of food and everything. It's like, tell me you're a detached from reality, 1%er fucking hippie developer without telling me that you're a 1%er hippie developer, you know? Tell me you live in fucking San Francisco or California and you're like on CBT. I don't even know, bro. Like, it's just so like unrelatable whatsoever. Cheaper than animating the routines? No, I don't think this game has like any utilitarian perspective from like their development stuff. It just like a lot of this shit is just bad. They would introduce to you characters and then within 5 minutes they would kill them, but somehow you should care about them. Like, okay. I don't know, man. It just stupid. It just stupid. It's just bad writing. Lazy, bad, cringy. It's like, you know, when you're in a writer's room. Listen, I've never been in a writer's room. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? But I've heard people who are really good at writing who described how the process works. So I'm merely mirroring their words, okay? When you're in a writer's room and there's people around you, you're throwing out ideas and you're throwing away 90% of the schlock that people say. And even good writers will give you some cringy shit, okay? They will, because, you know, that's how people work, okay? That's exactly why you're having brainstorming sessions. You're talking around, you're using good ideas, and you're throwing away the shit ones. I feel like here, people were just like, let's just do this and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, let's do it. What a great idea. You're such a good writer. What a great idea. Let's just do this too. And they're going to be singing too. Oh my God. Like, it just, I don't know, man. Horizon Zero Dawn Studio. Guerrilla Games. I do not accept cookies. Working at Guerrilla. Wait, it says life at Guerrilla. What the fuck is life at Guerrilla? This is what their meetings look like. Principal quest designer, senior world designer. No, tell me who is your fucking writer. Horizon? No, wait. What the fuck is life at Guerrilla? I don't understand. What does this mean? Like, look at this. They made this. $25 days, leave days a year. Pension program. Wow. Work from home, public transportation, commuting budget, health and life insurance, mental health coaches. They don't help, I think. Going to the credits in the game. I guess I could, but I could just Horizon Forbidden West writer, publisher, director, producer, artist, writers. Ben McCaw. This is him. Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon... Wait. Writer. But he can't be the only writer. Because he probably just wrote the story. But what about all the fucking dialogues and shit like that? Is that like a quest designer or some shit? Lance Reddick is in this game, rip. He can't be the only writer. Anyway. Oh! Horizon Forbidden West, Great World, Messy Narrative. I've read some reviews. I wanted to understand. Maybe I am correct. Maybe I'm the one who's insane, you know, and everyone loved it. This game has good reviews.
Today,
but like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just like. I feel like I lost. I don't think I ever had it, but I feel like with the situation going on in Ukraine, in my country, you kind of get this sense of realism and how ruthless, cold, like, this whole shit is. No, it's 100%. There's gonna be like a swath of writers. Maybe they're just like ghost writers or some shit. I just, you know, you kind of just notice things like I described to you the situation, right? It's like a game where people survive, but it's done in such a like naive and nonchalant way. It just takes you out of it. It's not believable. It's not realistic. It's like if people had not a single care in the world, but their world is ending, but they still like live out their lives as if like, who gives a shit, you know? It's very like, I don't know. It's annoying to me because that's not how it happens, you know? That's not what people think. That's not what people feel. That's not how people live under such conditions. And I really wish that people like would hire like either specialists or I don't know, man. I don't even know. Like, I work at a company and we have a similar problem. We have problems with our product that everyone kind of knows about. But you like, okay, maybe not everyone knows about it. I know about them. I can't just go into a call and just say, this is shit and we need to change it. Because, like, I don't know. I don't have a solution, you know? I just know that this is shit. And, like, change to something else. I guess we have to brainstorm it. But, like, this is not gonna work. And like money is being spent on this, but I don't know. The veneer of a beautiful world has been scraped away on some spots. What a poetic way to say it. Yes, but isn't that what media is for? Media is supposed to showcase how horrible that shit is. Isn't like the most famous and must-watch war movies are all like some fucking wild shit, right? Like, I'm not saying that this game is like about like PTSD from the war or anything like that. But still, like, it's a crisis. It's a game about a crisis. The world is ending, you know? The shit is fucked. The people are fighting each other and they're trying to survive every day. That's not how it works. That's not... You don't have a hippie lifestyle. Hippie lifestyle is when you don't have a single care in your life. This is complete opposite of that. And that's what doesn't work for me. Like, the world doesn't look believable, you know? Like, when you look at it, it looks great and it looks believable, but as soon as you like dive into the world, it completely takes you out of it. Like, I would love this game to like, look at The Witcher. You're playing Witcher and you're like, oh yeah, it makes sense to me, you know? The motivations of the characters, the way that everyone's backstabbing each other, fucking kills each other, the way that guards treat you like a fucking mutant, that some of the parts of Witcher games I don't really understand. Like, I understand, but not really, but also kinda, but... I mean, realistically speaking, if you would make a realistic video game about a Witcher, not a single human would probably fucking fight you, you know? Like, because you could fucking decapitate them in 3 seconds. But then again, look at the fucking Russians. Wave after wave, running into the suicidal missions. I guess maybe not, you know? There's a world full of fucking morons. Anyway, for the past 2 days, I've been working on my narrative, okay, and my game that I will make. Guys, one day I will make it, okay? I don't know if you've ever had any kind of idea that you wanted to, like brainstorm or something, but oh my god, dude. I did it with ChatGPT. This is the first time I talked about, you know, this video game and narrative first and foremost with ChatGPT. Dude, what a great tool to bounce your ideas off of. Fantastic. He will like give you some dog shit like feedback, or like a stupid like he would talk about some stupid shit, but he can definitely point you in the directions that you like. It just makes your brain like produce ideas like crazy. Like, the ideas that he suggests is like fucking boring and cliche, but he makes you think in like so many different ways. What a great fucking fantastic tool. Holy shit. I smelled that stinky white girl's pussy and it blurred my vision. Dude, this is the writing I'm talking about that we're lacking in the gaming industry. Anyway, I had such an insane progress with the story that I'm like taking notes of. It's crazy. Okay. What do we have? What do we have? Let's take a look at the news. We had stream at Friday, but we didn't even talk about fucking news. I was just yapping about some fucking bullshit. Let me take a look. Some more Russians were captured in the Kursk region as prisoners of war. Magnus Carlsen, received an award from the Federation of International Chess fucking dudes or whatever as the best gross as the best grandmaster of chess in the history.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It feels kind of strange to be receiving this award while I'm still an active player, and like right now I'm honestly more concerned about Norway's match against Vietnam, which as far as I can see is still going on. I am of course happy to get this award, but in my personal opinion I still think that Garry Kasparov has had a better career than I have. And I understand like why I got this award, but I still think that he was more deserving. But I would say, at least in Gary's honor, I'm sure he would take the opportunity to advise against reinstating the Russian and Belarusian Chess Federation. So that is what I will do as well. Thank you.
Well done. Fuck 'em, Ruskies, Belaruskis. Well done. Great guy. Do you notice what's going on? That the smartest people in the world are on our side, and the most retarded people in the world are on Russia's side. It's unironically like the great filter, you know? This conflict, this war. Ramzan goat lover Kadyrov posted this video. These trucks will never touch Ukrainian soil with their fucking wheels. I promise you. They will never be sent to the war 100%. They have two. Yeah, they bought two for some reason. I don't know. The Pushkin monument in Odessa is going to be removed. Giga Chad. Odessa is becoming better and better every day. Telegram is blocked for Ukrainian government workers on their phones. Well done. European Commission is going to provide Ukraine a loan in the amount of 35 billion euros, part of the 50 billion euros G7 promise. China developed their own technology in chip manufacturing. Sorry, they can print chips with a resolution of 65 nanometers now, which is chips of like back in 2009 or something. They don't have their own lithography and shit, but they're trying to get there. So they're back in 2009. European Union wants to suspend Hungary's participation in Schengen zone, which has simplified the entry of Russians. We'll see where they get with that. So far, just a proposal. Rolls-Royce will build nuclear power plants in the Czech Republic. That's kind of cool. Tick. This was fucking cool. Governor Robinson was caught in the middle of a scandal. He's a governor of North Carolina, apparently. Being black, he called himself a black Nazi in comments on a porn site and advocated the restoration of slavery. The funniest thing is that he flaunted that he likes transgender porn, although publicly he has positioned himself as a conservative who fights anti-transgender toilets. Harris' team is already running commercials where Trump calls him Martin Luther in a square. The topic is important because North Carolina has to give as many as 16 electors, and it's a critical state in the race. So this is the guy on the left. Remember, guys, the biggest homophobes and bigots are and people who are in power, they do all the same shit behind the scenes every time. The amount of self-hatred they have is just crazy, especially this guy. That he said that Hitler didn't do anything wrong, bro. And he's a black Nazi. Like, what the fuck? Oh, man, just insane. Ukraine is the 5th country in the world by the level of development of governmental digital services. Good shit. What else? France completes training of first group of Ukrainian pilots on Alpha Jet. Nice. Israeli army hit Lebanon capital Beirut. The IAEA has adopted a resolution on nuclear safety in which it calls on Russia to return Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant to Ukraine. Of course, Russia's not going to do that, but IAEA is not going to do anything about that either. They're just saying stuff, but it's not like they are, suspending their participation with Russia whatsoever. Russia wants to remove the evolution theory from their science books in schools, and their church supports that. Interesting how the country who receives the biggest amount and the most of Darwin awards somehow wants to get rid of teaching that in schools. Europe opened the first lithium plant. Okay. By the next year, they want to produce up to 20,000 tons of lithium hydroxide per year. They're gonna mine it in Brazil, ship it to Europe, refine it. They want to produce battery-grade lithium with a high energy density. Okay. I guess that's good. Australia plans to give Ukraine 59 Abrams tanks. That's good. This is funny.
Зашел в салон АвтоВАЗа, $1,300,000 Нива.
So this is a Russian car. This is a new model of a Russian car. It looks as well as you can imagine. It costs $13,000. Okay, this is what $13,000 would get you in Russia.
Говорят, охуенная мультимедиа, блядь, новая. Короче, вот так вот коробка, вот мультимедиа. Включаешь первую передачу, она бьет, блядь, она не довключается, сука.
How can you like? The first gear in this car doesn't work.
То же самое третье, да.
And the third one. It hits the multimedia console that just fucking slapped as an afterthought. How is this possible?
Менеджер говорит, да хуйня, здесь можно рычаг согнуть немножко, и люди так делают.
He says the manager told him to just bend the fucking lever.
На рычаг согнуть немножко. Люди так делают.
That's insanity. Backward fucking country, dude. Missile barrage from Lebanon is intercepted by Iron Dome. We don't really have videos where you can see both on the video, the launch and the interception in one video. No, I didn't hear about it. That's wild. Iron Dome is fucking cool as fuck. Another warehouse of ammunition was hit in Russia.
Ебать! Ебануться!
Apparently, recently we struck a warehouse that had like 3 months worth of ammunition for Russia or something like crazy like that. In Russia, in Krasnodarsk region, there's an explosion. And this is the same, so there was another hit, but this is the same warehouse that we just saw, still being on fire by the morning, still exploding. And some more hits. Is that our fucking jet drone shit? Yeah, it's some wild shit. It's like North Korean shells there as well. Some shipments from Iran. It's like, yeah. It's like a lot. So very, very successful strikes. So this is the 23rd arsenal of the main 23rd arsenal of the main missile and artillery directorate of the Russian Defense Ministry in the Tver region near Toropets. And this is the moment.
Не, уйди. Даша, смотри. На дорогу, Даша. Смотри на дорогу. Да я вижу дорогу. Даша, смотри на дорогу. Нормально все у нас? Да, здорово, все. Газуй.
Yeah, she yelling to watch the run. Damn, bro. Look at that. Reminds me of this. Wait. Wait a second. So this is the bomb, right? The same fucking shade. Jesus Christ. Oh man.
Даша, смотри. На дорогу, Даша. Смотри на дорогу. Да я вижу дорогу.
cloud. This is the first successful flight that Ukrainian postal service, Nova Air, successfully concluded on their own jet. So they purchased their own jet and they would be using it for parcel deliveries. Yeah, cool shit. The Wanker PMC base in Krasnodarsk region in Russia is on fire. Good shit. I don't care. In Russia, near the Ministry of Defense, there's a protest of Russian women that have their degenerate husbands on the war and they want them back to come back because they're mobilized and blah blah blah, whatever. But what's so funny about it is that immediately a bunch of other like women appeared out of nowhere and started arguing with them and trying to like convince them to go home. Totally not state sponsored. Anyway, fuck them all. Fuck them all. All fucking degenerates. Don't care. TikTok removes Sputnik International, Sputnik Serbia, Sputnik Africa, whatever. It's a bunch. TikTok removes a bunch of like Russian state media accounts on TikTok. Well done. Good. Good. IDF strikes nearly 100 Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, Israeli media reports. Also good. Fuck them. Iran should worry about their own shit and not send weapons to Russia. Fucking degens. There's some Sputnik, There's some satellite images of the warehouse in Tikhoretsk that was exploded on that video we just saw. It's on fire. Good shit. Belarusians and Russians are God's creatures, and Poles are descended from worms and macaques. The argument was made by State Duma deputy Vitaly Milonov against studying Darwin theory in the school curriculum. Yeah. For sure. This guy doesn't look like the lowest form of life, surely. She's the God, everything that goes on in that fucking country is just gotta get deleted, bro. Just gotta get deleted. Iran's getting a shit ton of gold for their drones. Yeah, but you can't throw gold at IDF. You need weapons. Where are you gonna get them? Who's gonna sell weapons to Iran right now? Muscovites lost one of the largest buyers of coal in Asia, one of the two largest importers of Russian coal in Taiwan. Taiwan Cement Corporation, TCC, announced the complete termination of cooperation with coal miners from Russia. The company, which bought fuel in Russia for its Hopping power plant, decided to refuse new contracts from September of this year. Good. Germany no longer needs Russian gas and is ready for winter. Germany resolved the energy crisis and is ready for the coming winter of 2025, said German Vice Chancellor, the Minister of Economy Robert Habeck. Russia Gazprom has suspended direct deliveries of the Nord Stream gas pipeline from Russia to Germany in 2022. The following year, Germany signed an agreement with Norway, the largest producer of gas in Europe, increasing the share of Norwegian supplies to 60%. Good. Qualcomm wants to buy Intel. Probably not going to happen. What else? More shit going on in Lebanon. Israeli Air Force attacking dozens of targets of Hezbollah in the region. Milanov is a special kind of degenerate. He loves attention, and he is pretty famous in Russia by saying some wild shit. Kamala Harris accepts the CNN debate with Donald Trump. It will happen on October 23rd, unless Trump will not participate. He probably will. There's a pretty cool video of Iron Dome missile grabbing a heat signature and performing a 180 basically, and hitting the and destroying the target. Look at this. It's kind of crazy. The targeting system. Whoop. Look at that. That's crazy, bro. Ain't that crazy? Look at that. Whoop. That's wild. It is impressive. However, it's not something extremely unusual. Anti-air missiles can perform rapid high G maneuvers and can change their direction very, very rapidly. Even Russian missiles, there's a very good example. There's a very good example of that. If somebody can find the video where Russians shoot the missile and it immediately turns onto them and fucking kills all of them. Oh yeah, that was something. So yeah, it can definitely perform the boomerang maneuver. Yeah. The first initial explosion at the ammo depot in Tikhoretz was caught on the dash cam. Let's take a look.
Охренеть.
By pure chance, bro, some motherfucker with a dash cam was just doing a 3-point turn and he just... Wow.
Охренеть. Ебиться сердце перестало.
Is this a video? Look at this. That's crazy, right? Look at this. That's a very, that's a huge arc. So, pretty cool technology. Russians need to... use more of it, bro. I like how this bitch shut the fuck up. She was like, wow, look at that. That's so cool. And then she's silent, bro. Oh, man. Gotta fucking hate all of them. Fucking idiots. Fucking cunts. The crew of the only Russian aircraft carrier was transferred to the assault infantry. OSINT researcher found a message on the Russian social network with a request to find men from the military unit number 78987. Initially, the frigate battalion was located in the Kharkiv region, but after that, it was transferred to the Pokrovsky direction. In August, there was a report about the disappearance of seaman Oleg Sosedov from the ship's crew. He went missing on July 23rd during the storming of the border village of Sotnitsky Kozachok in Kharkiv Oblast. He was also from the same unit. Seems like Russians formed a mechanized battalion from the ship's crew so that the sailors would not sit idle. the only fucking degen fucking old ass shit barely... This shit doesn't even swim. Wasn't it just sitting at the dock? So useless. Even the crew is not like... The crew that can potentially operate this piece of shit is not even... It's just a meat wave. Not worth anything. The only aircraft carrier that Russia has. Dude, I wish this shit was stuck in fucking Black Sea. Can you imagine? That we'd fucking sink that shit too. Wouldn't that be fucking awesome? Oh my god. You know what's also funny? So, Russians decided to test one of their ICBM missiles without the nuclear warhead in it. They just wanted to test the missile itself. The so-called RS-28, called Sarmat missile. So, I was joking that... At some point, I was joking that Russians, when they would start doing nuclear tests, they would probably just nuke themselves and they would just fucking, you know, do some real bad shit, you know. It's not gonna go well for them. Well, I wish this was a nuclear test, because the missile that they wanted to launch exploded in the silo, leaving a huge crater and destroying this test site. This was the fourth unsuccessful attempt to test the combat-heavy ICBM Sarmat. The first and the last successful test was on the 20th of April, 2022. This is the satellite imagery of the silo. Good shit. Iran unveils new drones and missiles at military parade. New Shahed drone with a range of 4,000 kilometers. They also demonstrated a missile that can fly up to 1,000 kilometers. Okay. This is the explosion that we all seen. We have some details. This was not the big explosion that we just saw. This was a before that. So as a result of a drone strike on the arsenal in Toropets, the ammunition supply calculated for 2 to 3 months of war was destroyed. In total, the strike destroyed about 30,000 tons of ammunition, equivalent to about 750,000 shells. The Estonian portal reported citing Estonian intelligence. 750,000 shells. That's crazy. That was, and then we had another huge strike on another arsenal recently. In Tikhorets, and this was in Toropets. So I guess they it was nearby, right? It's not the same site. Yeah, Tikhoretsk and Toropets, different places. Good shit. Good shit. Israeli troops have entered the offices of Qatari television channel Al Jazeera in Ramallah, West Bank, and ordered them to close for 45 days. In May, Israel banned Al Jazeera from broadcasting in the country. Yeah, it's a propaganda channel. Nobody should ever listen to anything Al Jazeera produces. Ukrainian authorities are negotiating to receive Gripen, Eurofighter Typhoon, fighters from the Western partners, in addition to F-16's aircraft, Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov said. Good shit. Daily life in Russia. A cadet from the St. Petersburg Military Academy beat a prostitute to death, suspecting her of spying for Ukraine. The thing is that the priestess of love had difficulty hearing, and at some point her hearing aid started beeping. The psychopath mistook this sound for recording equipment and brutally dealt with the woman. Smartest Russian. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy calls for resolve amid Storm Shadow missile talks. According to The Guardian, he said that the problem of the war in Ukraine would become deeper and more severe. This is a critical time for nerve, courage, and patience, and for resilience on behalf of the allies who support Ukraine. Based. Russians now on soon to be 4th year of the war finally understand their situation and pulling themselves with the bootstraps or whatever the fuck they call it. Their volunteering activity has spiked. Now Russian volunteers provide to Russian military support they've never seen before. Bottles of water.
К нам приехал Николай, очередной раз. Наш автоволонтер помогает военным на передовой. Приехал снова.
And they're making videos and they're giving like 10 packs of water to Russian military.
Выдали, что могли, водичка. К нам приехали ребята.
And more water. Bro, they don't even give that water. I've seen a video of some Russian fucking cunt recording a video from a trench, dried up as fuck, saying that we weren't even given water, we were sent to fucking die here. That shit is probably not even going there, dude. Donald Trump has said that if he loses the upcoming US presidential election, he will not try to run again in 2028. Yeah. No shit. What do you mean, if? You're not winning this, you orange fuck. Dude, there's been a couple of comments on Illuma's channel from Trump supporters and Russian shills. Guys, if you see shit like that in her comment section, you have my full fucking blessing destroying those retards, okay? I replied to some of them, but yeah, just bully the fuck out of them. Tell them they're fucking morons. Albania plans to create Bektashi Order sovereign state, microstate for moderate Muslims. It is assumed that in the territory of the future dwarf state, it will be located on the territory of Tirana and will occupy an area of about 10 hectares. The consumption of alcohol will be allowed and women will be able to walk with their heads uncovered. The main idea of the Bektashi Order is respect for others and tolerance. It will have its own administration similar to the Vatican, and residents will be given passports. The goal of this project is to promote tolerant version of Islam. Good shit. I actually didn't know Albania was Islamic fucking country, bro. I didn't know that, so. And they're trying to be progressive. That's actually kind of cool. The first time I fucking see a Muslim country doing this shit. Well done. So, now that Russians are done with theory of evolution or whatever, they're starting to launch the new programs to educate little fuckers. With the proto-Iri Kirill Ivanov, with the Pope about everything. Pope, not to confuse with the Pope, right?
Некоторые считают, что динозавров не существует.
So he says some people believe that dinosaurs never existed.
Некоторые говорят, что их никогда и не существовало. А третьи говорят, что существование динозавров миллионы лет назад опровергает всю библейскую историю.
And some people are saying that the mere existence of dinosaurs just disproves the whole Bible thing.
Так вот, динозавры и существовали, и существуют, как мы...
So, not only dinosaurs did exist, they also still exist.
Сами видим.
As we can see. What?
И люди их как не боялись, так
People weren't afraid of them,
и не боятся.
And we're still not afraid of them.
Мы же с вами сейчас не боимся волков, тигров.
We're not afraid of wolves and tigers,
то есть, может быть, мы им боимся,
I mean, maybe we are
но
a
мы
little
как-то
bit,
вместе с ними
but we
существуем.
kinda coexist, right?
Точно так же и раньше люди существовали вместе с...
And just like before people coexisted, show Steven Spielberg from the set of fucking... Bro, I can't... Okay.
Динозаврами.
So he says we coexisted with dinosaurs.
Они охотились на них, ели их.
We hunted them, we ate them.
Использовали их как домашний скот.
We used them as cattle.
То есть мы сами видим, что динозавры были, динозавры есть, потому что они не могут не есть. И динозавры будут есть. Кого они будут есть? Может быть нас, может быть не нас. Это как повезет. Кстати, а вы помните историю...
Okay. I just wanted to show you. He's even showing like I don't even want to get into it, bro. That's some crazy shit, dude. Education in Russia. All right, what do we have? Give me an update.
There are a lot of updates from the Kharkiv direction. Here, Ukrainian forces have intensified their operations around the Vovchansk area, making substantial progress by merging two independent bridgeheads near Tikay. As Russian troops attempt to consolidate control and create a buffer zone in northern Kharkiv Oblast, Ukrainian forces, supported by advanced aerial reconnaissance and precision strikes, are steadily undermining Russian efforts.
Cool.
This shift in momentum is tipping the balance in Ukraine's favor, further disrupting Russia's defensive strategies in the region. Ukrainian Kharkiv Group spokesperson Vitaly Sarantsev recently reported that Russian forces continue to pursue their operational objectives in northern Kharkiv Oblast. However, Ukrainian operations in the region, combined with the additional pressure from Ukraine's incursion into Kursk Oblast, are significantly disrupting Russia's offensive efforts. Russian objectives reportedly include establishing a buffer zone along the international border with Belgorod Oblast and pinning down Ukrainian forces in the area. However, Sarantsev also highlighted a more dangerous objective. Russian forces are aiming to launch an advance from Vovchansk to strike the rear of Ukraine.
Every time somebody mentions like an arrow that is actually visible on the scale of the map of the Ukrainian map, I just like laugh. Shit like this never is happening, bro.
In positions in the Kupiansk.
You can say that the Russian plan, you can draw a huge fucking red arrow across the whole Ukraine or even whole Europe and say that this is the Russian plan, but like
direction, which could threaten Ukraine's defensive posture in the region. The strategic significance of Kupiansk cannot be overstated. It serves as a critical linchpin for Russia's broader political objective of fully securing the territorial boundaries of Luhansk. At the same time, any potential Russian advance on the regional capital, Kharkiv, even if intended merely to pressure the city and provoke civilian evacuations, remains unlikely to succeed as long as the Ukrainian Kupiansk group continues to threaten Russian forces from the southeast. From Russia's perspective, both objectives, exerting pressure on both Kharkiv and Kupiansk, are highly valuable and ultimately interdependent. In recent days, Ukrainian forces have intensified efforts to disrupt Russian logistical operations around Vovchansk. This escalation has been driven by enhanced aerial reconnaissance, allowing for heightened vigilance and more precise targeting. Numerous geolocated images reveal a surge in attacks, primarily using FPV drones, following accurate detection by reconnaissance UAVs. Footage shows strikes on a wide array of vehicles, as well as attempts to hinder on-foot logistical support, demonstrating Ukraine's growing capability to undermine Russian supply lines in the area. Additionally, Ukrainian Air Force operations have intensified, with the 114th Tactical Aviation Brigade conducting a strike on a Russian base in Vovchansk. Reports indicate that GBU-39 precision-guided bombs were launched from a MiG-29 during the attack. Geolocated images confirm the destruction of a Russian personnel and equipment base located at the former Central District Hospital in Vovchansk. Footage highlights the pinpoint accuracy of the Ukrainian munitions, which were set to a delayed detonation mode. The bombs can be seen penetrating the building before exploding, maximizing the impact and destruction. Russian sources have acknowledged heavy losses, potentially amounting to 2 companies. In response to their stalled infantry advances, Russian forces have escalated aerial attacks in the area, primarily deploying FAB-guided bombs and thermobaric munitions. These strikes have focused on Tika, which has remained firmly under Ukrainian control for several weeks. Additionally, Russian aviation reportedly destroyed a bridge over the Vovcha River near Okhremivka and Mala Vovcha, northeast of Vovchansk. However, Ukrainian forces maintain multiple crossings over the Vovcha River throughout the eastern part of Vovchansk, minimizing the disruption to their logistics. This shift in Russian tactics suggests a renewed focus on eastern Vovchansk, as northern Vovchansk is increasingly leveled and reduced to rubble. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces continue to solidify their hold on Tika, preparing for a potential future offensive aimed at advancing on Vovchansk from the east. If we look at the topographic map, we can see that Tika occupies a strategically advantageous position, with the road descending from its heights. If Ukrainian forces can concentrate enough personnel and equipment, they could pose a serious threat to Russian positions north of Vovchansk. Recent geolocated footage highlights Ukrainian efforts to exert pressure on a Russian force attempting to regroup near Tika. Upon early detection of the enemy concentration, Ukrainian forces acted swiftly, not waiting for a potential assault. Precision artillery strikes targeted Russian positions along the tree lines, obliterating the enemy before they had a chance to mount an offensive. As a result of increased Ukrainian efforts, military analysts have recently reported that Ukrainian forces successfully merged 2 bridgeheads in the area. One bridgehead, advancing westward from north of Tika, was led by the 7th Battalion area of the Ukrainian Volunteer Army, while the other, advancing eastward from Vovchansk, was led by the Tsunami Regiment of the Lyot Brigade. This achievement is particularly significant, as Russian forces were theoretically positioned in a more favorable location. However, Ukraine's renewed momentum, combined with ongoing Russian logistical and personnel challenges, has enabled Ukrainian forces to push forward and secure these strategically important positions. Overall, Russia's need to shift focus due to the success of the Ukrainian incursion into Kursk is limiting its ability to sustain previous levels of personnel and equipment deployment across other frontline areas. Ukrainian forces are capitalizing on this opportunity by intensifying pressure in the Vovchansk region, targeting logistics hubs and Russian concentration points, which has facilitated the merger of Ukrainian bridgeheads near Tika. These operations are bolstered by increased Ukrainian air support. As a result, the momentum is beginning to shift in Ukraine's favor. If Ukrainian forces can sustain this pressure, we may soon witness a decisive advance, potentially leading to significant territorial gains.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, so what does
Horizon Zero?
What does Donkey thinks about this game?
Dawn? More like
I fucking talked about it for so long. 4 minutes, guys. I'm super curious.
Horizon 100 yawns. More like Horizon Zero New Ideas. Uh-oh. Horizon Forbidden West is a game that I forbid you to buy. Not because it's a horrible game, but because this type of game needs to die off now. It's time for game developers to make a new video game. Even though I never beat the original Horizon game, playing Forbidden West felt like returning to a game I've already beaten 50 times. I beat this game when it was called Assassin's Creed. I beat this game when it was called Just Cause. I beat this game when it was Infamous. I beat this game when it was called Batman Arkham City, Saints Row, Far Cry, Borderlands, Crackdown, Cyberpunk, Gex 3D. I mean, just talking this year alone, I already played the new Spider-Man and Dying Light 2 and the new Pokemon. I've already played 4 open world games and we're not even 2 months into this year. Come on now, game developers, you gotta make some new kinds of games out here. I guess the thing that sets Horizon apart is that you fight big robot animals. The robo fights are the highlight of the game, but because it's open world, that element is often minimized in favor of talking to NPCs.
Oh my god, this shit is so cringe.
Smelling stuff with your Witcher sense, clearing out enemy camps, gathering herbs, crafting, looting boxes. There is so much looting in this game.
Oh yeah, the looting is fucking insane. It's so bad that I feel like they realized that there's like too much loot, and like the game, you can actually go into settings and just turn off all the looting animations. So you're like technically like loot. There's like auto loot in the game. Can you fucking imagine? I was playing this and I'm like, if I'm gonna make a fucking game, it's not gonna have, dude, bring back loot that matters, bro. Bring back loot where you're like, oh shit, this is what I got? Oh my god.
Game, but you can't just swipe stuff while running like in Zelda or Monster Hunter. Your character has to...
No, this isn't correct. Maybe they add that maybe they added this in the new version, but yeah, they probably added that because they're fucking morons. They didn't think about it when they released the game, probably. This shit, yeah, I can't imagine. I immediately turned this off. Like, animations for looting, I just turned that off, like, instantly.
To come to a complete halt.
No, I do like to hoard loot. Can you build stuff? No, you can't build stuff. But you hoard a lot of resources that you will never use. However, there's, like, inventory in this game is magical. Because when you pick up stuff and your inventory is full, it automatically deposits it in your stash. Somehow.
Just to grab some berries. It's a minor gripe, but when you're looting hundreds of items, that minor gripe turns into a big pain in the ass. That's the thing with these open world games. There's so many games just like this for me to compare you against that I end up going, well, this mechanic was done better in this game, and this game did this better. I feel like a teacher grading papers, you know what I mean? The race of man was gifted 10 PS5s to govern the 10 kingdoms of the world. I was one of those kings that got the thing, and let me tell you, this graphics is the best graphics in the entire world, but my immersion was slightly broken when characters started to pop in and out of reality in the background.
Good to see you.
No, I didn't have that.
Well, this old one guy sounds like
probably fix all that shit by now.
Trouble.
And then this person over here, it's just a flying head with feet.
Oh, I had that though. I had that.
We're back, Outlander.
They also brought in the hair physics from WWF. Watch how crazy her hair goes when she sits down.
Aloy?
I think for me though, what really kills this game off is the dialogue.
Oh my god, thank Christ. Please, just please confirm what I've been saying. This shit is so bad. I remember this guy too. I just saw him like half an hour ago in the game, and it's...
Ba-boom!
There was just way too much of it.
At least I say something of substance every once in a while.
What was that? I just fell asleep while you were talking.
No, you didn't. You didn't fall asleep. You're still awake. She's lying. Everybody, she's lying.
Why is she here?
I live here too, lugnut.
Why were people laughing? Was that a joke?
Is it that? It's that bad? Because I'm skipping all of it, bro. Oh my god.
Just got done playing Pokemon, which had the exact same problem, so I was already beyond my limit with this shit. The story and characters are very generic, and then when they're finally done talking, the game prompts you to start asking them a bunch of...
Oh yeah, I never... Thank God, bro. Thank God they have this option that basically is like, okay, we're done. Let's proceed with the... I've never clicked on any of this shit.
Questions.
Did they do this because of the children? No, you don't. Listen, I've said this on the previous stream. Bad writing, it cannot be excused because it's like a children's game. You don't have to do that. Look at good cartoons. Look at SpongeBob, for example. You can revisit that cartoon 10 years later, and you will notice things that you've never noticed as a child. But when you were a child and when you were watching SpongeBob, you loved it. You didn't pay attention to the dialogue and like the story or whatever. You just like different parts of it, right? So you don't have to make it stupid for kids to enjoy. Kids will enjoy other parts. They're still not going to listen and pay attention to the story or dialogue or anything. They're not going to give a fuck. It's just bad. It's just bad, shitty trash, okay? Lazy, and I think it's not only lazy, it's the problem that it's the toxic positivity. What a great term. I love it. I think that's exactly what happens in these companies. Somebody says, let's write it like that, and everyone's like, oh, what a great idea, genius writing. And just nobody says, maybe we should do it the other way around. Oh, you don't like it? You have something against, like shit like that. I feel like it just like, whatever they come up with as the first draft is just gets implemented.
What fucking sicko is actually going to hit the more dialogue button when it takes characters 20 minutes just to shut the fuck up in the first place? Dying Light 2 had the same exact system where you have all these options to ask questions, but only one of them actually progresses the game. Remember in Mass Effect where you could choose like the good or evil dialogue?
Oh, true. I didn't even think about that, because in Mass Effect you can have different options, but all of them progress the dialogue tree. And then you might have different consequences based on what you're saying. Yeah, that's completely removed from this game.
In this game, you choose less or more questions. If you loved Ghost of Tsushima, you'll probably love this too. It's 100 times more polished than shit-ass Days Gone. 50 times.
Days Gone is awesome. I love that.
Times more polished than Assassin's Creed. It's a market-tested, risk-adverse product that most people will
risk-adverse. I hate that.
Enjoy, and only a few will truly love or despise. For me, though, Horizon Zero Dawn will forever be known as that open-world game that came out 3 days before Breath of the Wild, and now Horizon Forbidden West was that open world game that came out a couple days before Elden
Oh, so unlucky, bro.
Ring. See ya.
Yeah, man. Oh, what did he say about the Space Marine? What does he say about Space Marine? Did we watch this? I also think this game is like bland as fuck.
It's pretty sick.
It looks like the cutscene, right?
Yeah.
Why you left?
No.
Oh, he played with his friends. Maybe he had more.
It's good. It's really good. It's like just like the cutscene.
And it's like this game is like anti-woke, based on it's anti-woke on everything that you may think, but it's still shit. It's still horrible, two-dimensional crap writing, dog shit trap.
All right, nice. This is awesome.
I guess maybe it's the game.
I'm on Kadaku.
It's not about
this.
That,
is Yoda's home planet. Why are the big guys so big and the little guys are so little?
That's just Warhammer lore. Like, people are super into that shit, and they like love it.
I read all the lore at the start, and they didn't say anything about that.
Like, okay, it's just him playing it. Okay, let's watch a couple of memes. What do you think?
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. This is what happens when you get sunburned while wearing a mask.
Is that Joe Blow? What the fuck?
And I forgot to take my face mask off. How am I meant to go to work like this?
They had a ceremony to announce the opening of their new office. This guy snuck into someone's car, but he couldn't figure out how to leave.
My brother...
Yeah, I've seen this on TikTok. He called the cops.
This is not your car. This is my car. But why are you in my car? No, you can't get out, because we calling the cops. What do you mean for what? This is...
For what?
It's Grand Theft Auto.
Oh shit, bro.
A bear was seen walking through the woods without any arms. Despite its handicap, this bear has still managed to find a way to grow and learn on their own.
Oh fuck, I didn't mean to do that.
Without any arms. Despite its handicap, this bear has still managed to find a way to grow and learn on their own.
Yeah, apparently it's like a birth defect.
Men are apparently very simple
He doesn't have his bear arm.
creatures. This guy found a really weird pistachio.
Jesus fucking Christ, I thought it was pistachio.
These two dogs are best friends and haven't seen each other in a very long time.
I know.
She was trying to record herself at the gym when the goofiest thing happened. This little guy tried sparkling water for the very first time.
That look on his face.
They found a weird piece of plastic on the floor.
What you were talking about, because it was moving a second.
This poor little girl doesn't know how pictures work.
Rain started.
Today's been awesome, Barbie. Sure has, but let's get home to the pets.
He got jealous because she's on her computer too much. His Tesla started detecting that pedestrians were nearby when he was in a cemetery.
Dude, there's gonna be some people that actually will think that, like, ghosts are there or something.
She got a new tea kettle that looks like a giraffe and
Your mom sent you this? Oh no.
and wanted to know what sound it would make.
Okay, that's a kettle.
Chega, Ninho. Ninho. Oh meu Deus, que gato doido é esse, menino?
Moo Dang is a little baby hippo that is going super viral on the internet this week because she hates to take baths.
So it's like
A non-venomous snake started attacking their eggs, so this man decided to save the day.
Yeah, grab the tail.
Or that.
no, just grab the head probably, right?
Are you sure?
Oh, you're the man, Makai. Look how big that thing is.
Oh my day.
Man, I cannot believe she pulled it back in. Did you see that?
Yeah.
This is the problem with having a waiter that's
Fucking stupid boomers. It's not a problem with a waiter, it's a problem with a fucking dumbass
a robot.
boomer idiot fucks.
She must think this is the longest escalator ride of all time.
Oh, it's not moving at all? Oh. How long will it take for her to...
They drew a hopscotch on the sidewalk and wanted to see if any random people would use it. The lights went out at the absolute worst time.
No, it's gone.
This is what a seal sneeze sounds like.
Do they also breathe through like one nostril at a time like we do?
A baby whale got stuck under a pier, so they had to destroy the pier to free the whale.
Jesus.
She was trying to record herself pushing a car when the most random thing happened.
Oh!
Damn.
So why does this fish have the face of a cat?
Es que así es su nombre. Sí.
That's what they're called like.
Wow. Blow it out.
passenger got off the train and tried to run away without paying, so the conductor chased after him.
The conductor.
Why did nobody tell me that clams could do this?
Swim?
She was trying to close the window at this bar.
Don't they have like a thing?
I think this dog might be broken. This is the problem with going to a hibachi restaurant.
Damn, he's on crazy. He's on a roll.
This poor guy has no idea that he's leaning on a hand sanitizer machine.
Jesus Christ.
This little crab has
Imagine you're an intruder, bro. And I would shit
been
myself.
very busy making balls of sand.
Little crab. He eats the sand. He eats like microorganisms there.
Tell me you live in the Pacific Northwest without telling me you live in the Pacific Northwest.
Is that salmon?
She said yesterday, I was taking the boat.
This guy recorded a SpaceX rocket launch on his way to work.
I don't think this is a rocket launch. It's just rocket flying, no?
That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon.
Cute.
Later.
Alright, couple of TikToks from me. Oh. Easy.
My bitch pose.
Guys, my bitch pose is nasty.
My bitch pose is nasty. Don't ever play with the cat. That elbow. That motherfucking finger, that hand.
A woman be looking like that and she still would think she's fat, right?
Alfie! Alfie! Hey, boy, you being crazy? Are you having a...
What is this cat, bro? How is this real cat, dude?
Alfie! Alfie! Hey, boy, you being crazy?
It's like fucking animatronic, bro.
Are you having a beautiful life, Alfie boy?
Jesus Christ. It's so cute.
Alfie! Alfie! Hey, boy, you being crazy?
Oh, it's a cute cat. Random interactions that live in my head rent-free. That one time I asked an employee in Japan if they accept Apple Pay. He said no. And when we asked if they accept Apple Pay, they said yes. That's why I can't visit Japan. I couldn't handle this shit. The comments are all filled with similar cases. I went to Manga Store and asked if they had Vagabond. Like 5 employees came over trying to help me until I said Musashi Miyamoto and they said, oh, Vagabondo. Matcha latte tall size. No. Matcha rete toru saizu. Yes. Kill me, bro. Do you know the real name of the car called Mazda? Do you know the real name of the car Mazda? Mazda. Which is just mispronounced Mazda. Because the worst English accent. in the fucking world. The worst. I tried to order iced vanilla latte. She said she didn't understand, so I said, Aisalu vanilla latte. And she said, ah, yes, yes. Stroller in Japanese is bebika, which means baby car. The shorts are shotu pants. I would kill myself, bro. I can't. I would never. I would never, bro. I would never go there. Holy shit.
Okay. I think it's time. Okay.
Me and the boys wondering why we're good at flirting with each other, but not with women.
I think it's time that we all start to just consider the other possibilities. Okay. I think it's time that we all start to just consider the other possibilities. Okay.
Shane was so good. My favorite. I couldn't. I saw him randomly in my feed. I couldn't. I just liked it. They're my favorite. It's the best. Gap. Oh, I love it. Gap. Dinner time. This is the dog that I'm talking about when I say Australian cattle dog, or just like that's what it's called, I think. I love this dog. It's so cute and it's super smart and it's very healthy. I love it. It looks so cute. It says rubbing their cocks together. There's some wild shit in that fucking shit, dude. Dude, don't give your kids Doritos. Give them this instead.
Boy, I thought you was feeding her the pack. I thought you was feeding her that straight leaf, boy. Well, it's leaf, but it ain't that tight.
It does look like fucking weed.
Boy, I thought you was feeding her the pack.
I was like, give them what? I remember this video.
Please don't bite me. Just know you're gonna bite me. You're too big.
He says, please don't bite me, motherfucker. I had different plans.
Please don't bite me.
Day 75 of flirting with a front desk lady at my gym.
Hey.
He's so close, guys.
Closer.
Okay, we saw this. Also very loud. Also, the end of the stream, boys. This is the end of the stream. Hope you enjoyed. Tune in Tuesday. By the way, quick reminder, subscribe to the Patreon for the podcast. We're going to have a new episode on the weekend. We're going to film it this week. We're also going to have some behind the scenes for you guys, tier 2s and up. So, yeah, don't miss it. And, yeah, See ya. Leave.